Greetings, I'm known as Freeone, and welcome to my first in a video series on how to use Freeone Davo Daz Studio products. Before us is Daz Studio 1.0 and the Genesis 3 male character. Here he's loaded in his base pose position, and on my right here is the content library pane or tab, and I have it to do the library for the basic iron cuffs, which I will be demonstrating here. And in the library then we do offer the cuffs. First, they are specific to the character. We do make them for the Victoria 4 and Michael 4, as well the Genesis 3 male and female, and in the newer sets, the Genesis 8 male and female. And the cuffs are, in Daz Studio poser terms, somewhat of a what we would call a smart prop. In loading, they do target to the particular region, position, as well as the various regions then here on the body, referred to as bones, then targets the cuff, in this case, to the proper bone on the body. Of course, this is useful for posing or moving the character around, that the things of this nature do stay with on the arm or where they're supposed to be. So here then we do have option to load cuffs individually or to load them all at once. And so here we have for the Genesis 3 male, the cuffs and links all. And here, as we always apply the cuffs then, in this case, with the character selected. As you can see here in the scene tab, he has selected. Then, if we want, or if they're not exactly what we want, these can be repositioned for as desired, and still maintains the relationship that when you move or bend the character, that the props do remain with it, such as this arm move here, notice. And then we can see here how they are attached, or where they are attached. And seen. For example, the arm cuffs parent to the left forearm twist, or right, correspondingly lower neck on the neck cuff, pelvis and lower chest on the links, the shins, left and right, then on the leg cuffs. And as you can see here in our scene tab. And so the cuffs then are for whatever creative use. In the sets, then they're used with chains to restrain the character against various apparatuses. A lot of these have specific purposes and poses that we have spelled out in starter poses and what have you. The chest and pelvis link we don't really have a specific function for. Would be whatever the user's imagination, I suppose. Some options might be to run chains from various links to the arms of the chest, or possibly even use them in drawing the arms together so that you could restrain them, like in the front here. Maybe you could arrange like so. And notice as I move it around, the cuffs are staying relative to that. But certain extreme poses you may need to, once again, they can freely maintaining yet their parented connection to the character but be moved around. Another aspect then with the cuffs is the material presets, which we do provide for support for the 3D Delight and the iRay render. By default, the cuffs do load in 3D Delight, so if you want to have them specific for the iRay render, then they are by character, and you can, on the character, you can apply the texture or the preset to all or any of the cuffs that are on the character at the time. Full selection then of the character, double click there in the corresponding, and as you can see here then, the cuffs will be in the, although it was kind of subtle, in the iRay. And then of course if we wanted to switch them back, again make sure Genesis 3 Male is fully selected there, and then double click, and we should see then the different rack up by diffuse, which is a general indicator of a difference between a iRay and a material reset, a preset or a texture set, you know, in the background. So there is our character with all his cuffs, and this also applies, you know, of course, to the female characters, and is offered in many of our sets. So this concludes my video. Thank you for watching. Hope you will find it helpful, and be watching for subsequent videos on posing and posing hoses and chains.